Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. We're almost halfway through the term already, so quite a bit to do this week, so plan accordingly. You're going to be continuing with your learning science studies. So you looked at hopefully the Page-Keeley probes last week. You reviewed the videos to get some understanding about how misconceptions actually contribute to students' learning or preconceptions. And so this week we're going to actually take one of those probes and you're going to pick some participants. You have to have at least 3. These participants can be adults, they can be family members, they can be fellow classmates, students in a class you work in, nieces, nephews, any age group, but you have to have at least 3. And you're going to actually administer the probe to them. You're going to collect their misconceptions or their preconceptions and find out what their ideas are about that content area. You can use similar content that was in the videos. So some of these probes include probes around like the moon phases and the mirrors. Pick a probe that would be appropriate for the grade level or age that you're going to be working with. So you would want one that's likely to solicit some misconceptions. And then so if you actually give it to your participants and they had no misconceptions, then you actually have to pick a different one and start over. So you want to be thoughtful about who you choose and which of the probes you use with them. So once you have administered the probe, then you're going to actually identify where they may have some misconceptions, and you're going to plan a little activity and try to change their thinking about that, and then reassess to see if their thinking changed. So that is the assignment that is here under the Learning Science Study Probe lesson plan. And so you can see there's multiple steps here. This is going to take you a little time this week, so make sure you get started on it early. So giving the probe, then thinking about the activity you're going to use. A lot of the probes actually include activities to consider. So you can also find information on the internet. The key is you're going to want to do, as the videos show, is you're going to want to pick something that's more hands-on. You don't want to just tell them, oh, this is where you were wrong and this is what you need to know instead, because as we saw, that doesn't necessarily change people's thinking. And so you really want to try to provide a hands-on interactive activity for them to participate in. You will then write up your plan for that. So here is the lesson plan template you're going to use. And this is what it looks like. So it talks about, what was your topic? Are there any NGSS standards that are aligned? So take a look at the standards, see if you can find any that actually align in terms of your grade levels. And then if you can't find one, then just put that there. But I really want you to do your due diligence to see. Most of them you can find a standard that relates to it. What does the online research say? So take a minute to do a search on the internet and say, oh, what are people's common misconceptions about moon phases, for instance? And you will find that they already have some common ones listed, even if they're not listed in your probe. So this is just a copy of your probe, so you need to attach that when you submit the assignment. This is the activity that you're going to do. This is what happened when you gave them a post-assessment. Did they change their mind? You actually have to include evidence of that. So you're going to want to include your pre and post assessments from your participants. So you'll need to have them complete it in writing and give you their submission so that you can attach it. And you want to make sure that you're capturing some thinking, not just asking them yes or no questions. That's why the probes are really well designed and would be the best to use, because those actually get people to talk about what they think about the content, not just say, oh, yes, I know what that is. And then your final part is to reflect on what did you learn from doing this little science study. So this is what you're going to turn in for this week. So you need this template, and you need the probe that you used from Page-Keeley, And you need to attach your students' work, your participants' work on the pre-assessment and the post-assessment. So you should have 3 from each. So that is all outlined in the to-do list, which I will put up here for the week. And oh, maybe I'll put it on the screen here. No, it doesn't want to go on the screen today. So let's try one more thing here. Oh, there we go. I think it recentered. Okay. So this kind of outlines it. There's detailed instructions for that process in the assignment. The template is linked here as well on Google Drive, so that's one that's easier to edit. This is where you submit it. It's due on the 7th of May at midnight. In addition to that, we're going to start working on our first lesson plan, the environmental outdoor education lesson plan. So I want you to take a look at this standard. This is one of the NGSS standards that we looked at earlier in the term. And then based on that standard, you're going to go through your PLT textbook and you're going to find an activity that you think aligns with that standard, that addresses the same concepts. And you're going to let me know what your choice is for that on this Google Drive sign up. So you're just going to put, so what grade level are you planning on designing your lesson for, your name, and which PLT activities. So make sure you get that filled out this week. And that is it for week 5. So hopefully you're enjoying learning something about science and misconceptions. And I look forward to seeing how your studies go.